TNA 2010. A little over a year ago, we probably all were sitting at home Monday night, anticipating the revisiting of the Monday Night Wars. I know I was. I know many of my friends were eager to see what TNA was going to do as they tried to venture to compete in some ways with WWE. And in many ways, it felt like reliving 12 years earlier. I mean, you had Bret Hart on WWE making his return, and on TNA you had Ric Flair and Sting and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and X-Pac and Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, and it felt like we were watching it, reliving it once again. And I'm sure everybody anticipated a great year for 2010 for TNA, a new beginning of sorts, and with it came a lot of changes. Now, before I continue my TNA 2010 year in review, I'm going to say this. I really want to like TNA. Not from a fellow wrestler standpoint. You know, a guy who's potentially looking for a place to work. Not from a guy who knows a lot of those guys, or, you know, majority of those guys on the roster and wants them to succeed, you know, because they're doing what they love. But as a fan, you know, somebody who wants something different, who wants to believe in the story that's being told. But the truth is that 2010, I didn't buy a single pay-per-view of TNA's. There wasn't one pay-per-view that I looked at that I saw as something that made me want to put out my money. More importantly, trying to get my friends, even fellow wrestlers, to want to come watch it at times seemed to be a chore. So, but I don't want to bash TNA. I think a lot of people do that. Especially this year, a lot of people have taken hits on it. I mean, 2010 being. So I don't want to be that guy. I want to kind of look at where they're at currently, give my opinions of each thing, and then, you know, I'll have questions. I'm not going to necessarily bash it. I want to look at the positives and go from there. But like I said, you know, when they started out, I was probably just as excited as everyone else. The potential Monday Night War. Because I think everyone feels like that was the time when wrestling was great. And then for me, you know, it was a time when I was still a fan and I wasn't in the business. So it was very nostalgic. A lot of things have happened since then. So where are they at right now, currently? Well, you know, I would talk about the Knockouts tag division, but and they're champs, but really 6, 7, 8 girls don't make a division. You know, I got a question why you would get rid of Awesome Kong. I mean, I understand, you know, what happened backstage, but the reality is, you know, it is what it is. You know, she acted unprofessional, but at the same time, I mean, to fire her and not really get rid of Bubba the Love Sponge, I don't know. I don't know if I'm cool with that necessarily. The same thing with Taylor Wilde. She's gone, I guess. You don't use Daphne nearly enough. But you want to have enough girls to do a tag division. I think you need more girls. So I don't really want to talk about it. Although, good for Katie Lee, you know, to be there. Madison Rayne is champ. I'm cool with that. You know, she's come a long way since her debut. I think a lot of people remember her debut. I mean, I know I do, but maybe I'm one of the few. You know, she's really developed into a competent person in the ring. I don't know, you know, she's okay. It's not bad. She's comfortable on a microphone. Her thing with Tara is not bad. Feud with beautiful people, not bad. Mickie James is the number 1 contender. I'm cool with that. Proof yet again, if you've been in WWE, you're maybe inclined to get a good push when you come into TNA. But But I got to hand it to Mickie James. You know, so far she's come out and done everything and gone above and beyond. Truth is, you know, her match with Tara, the cage match with the infamous Luthez off the top, was something to behold. You know, and it main evented, which was great. I thought it was, you know, after seeing it, I thought it was really well done. I don't know. We'll kind of see where it goes. Then you got Jay Lethal as X Division champion. I like that. I like Jay. I loved him as Black Machismo. I loved him even more as the Nature Boy Jay Lethal. I wondered where that feud went. I'm sure TNA felt like Jay needed to really step out on his own without a gimmick or impersonating someone, but I mean, the Nature Boy stuff was gold. I'm cool with him being champion. Although, and I'm cool with Kaz as number one contender. I think Kaz is very good in the ring, you know, for what they need from an X Division guy. I think he's still working on his microphone skills as far as just getting comfortable with what he's saying and the story he's trying to tell. But all in all, I expect good things from them. I expect a good feud from them. Motor City Machine Guns as tag champs. I'm very happy with that. I think their feud with Beer Money was probably feud of the year for TNA, especially their best of 5 series. And, you know, luckily enough, they've kind of continued it again. So, love their feud. Anytime those guys are in the ring, I really like the tag division. I mean, you've got Inc. You've got Generation Me or the Young Bucks. I think honestly, you know, you bring back London Brawling. That's another really solid tag team, I think, in the works. Obviously, I like the Orlando Jordan, Eric Young stuff. I mean, kudos to Orlando Jordan for sticking around for the past year. And I think Eric Young's more and more the company guy. He's willing to do whatever. And he stays on the show. So, I think, you know, you hired Paul London. You let him and his fellow space cadet, the Brian Kendrick, do some stuff and, you know, hear voices from up above. And I think they would be entertaining on that show. And I think if you got Haas and Benjamin, then it would truly be, you know, one of those tag divisions that would go down in history, you know, and keep up with the standard that they've held. I mean, Motor City's on another planet in some respects. So, Doug Williams, TV champ. The only thing about TV champion that I probably have questions about is, you know, for me, a TV championship is defended each and every time there's a TV show being broadcast, you know, whether it be the regular TV show or Explosion or, you know, your television champ pay-per-view as well. You know, Tully Blanchard comes to mind, and I would like Doug in some respects to be that, or, you know, just have a fighting champion. I mean, it's one of those belts you don't really need a feud or a storyline for, because you could defend it every week and just kind of make it competitive. And I don't see the point of having a 15-minute Iron Man match. I think it's a slap in the face of other Iron Man matches, and it really reeks of indie shows, because the first ever 15-minute Iron Man match I saw was on an indie show. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, and I question it. Let's see. But him and AJ Styles, they do solid stuff if they give them time, if they give them even a 30-minute Iron Man match, which I still have a problem with because I think an Iron Man match is an hour. But AJ with the chip on his shoulder is always good for business, because he's so intense and he can do some things that not many guys can do, even on their roster. And he's got that history behind him. Let's see, who am I missing? Jeff Hardy. I'm cool with him as champ. I like his heel title reign. I like the Antichrist of professional wrestling. I like the videos that they do with him, the promos that they do. I think he's very comfortable. I think WWE kind of missed the boat with that, in the sense that he was, he's very competent as a champion, and he holds it well. And it's very interesting to see what they're going to do with him in 2011, given that he is, given what could potentially happen. But I think his heel turn was amazingly done. Even for TNA standards, it was well done. Because I don't think anyone really saw it coming. I didn't see it coming. When I heard about it, it was like, wow. And then to see how he's kind of transformed into the Antichrist, I think is pretty solid. Just keep him away from doing live promos. Let him do the video ones. I think they work. And then Matt Morgan and Ken Anderson, I listen to the crowd. I think they're still behind Ken. Ken always gets a tough break, man. Anytime that guy is close to a title or close to a major storyline, something happens. Whether it be, I'm going to be the son of Vince McMahon, damn, something happened. Oh, I win Money in the Bank and proclaim I'm going to, cash it in at WrestleMania, and then poof, something happens, injury or otherwise. And then this turnaround, he's in the mix and gets bashed over the head. Nasty way to get a concussion. But I mean, at least they're paying attention to the concussion and making a story out of it. So we'll see how it goes. Other things that I like, RVD at TNA, I'm good with. I like it. I don't necessarily liked how he debuted, even though he beat Sting and then getting beat down. But just want to see what they're going to do with him. Obviously, Genesis is around the corner, and who knows? I mean, today, so who knows? But I like him in there. I liked Reaction. It's a shame it didn't get picked up. I hope they use elements of it to further storylines, because they did a really good job. But it not getting picked up, hopefully they include certain aspects, because I liked a lot of the camera work and how they use the camera and the cameramen. I think it's not bad at all. I mean, it was really an innovative show, and I liked the show, and then to find out, wow, damn it. I don't know, aside from that, I liked Immortal. I liked the formation. I think it makes sense. I think it could be, people will say, well, it's NWO, the next incarnation. But, I mean, when you get Hogan and Flair and Bischoff all on the same page, I mean, that was something historic, given the backstage stuff, that they're able to work together. But other than that, I mean, the MMA thing, I think I hear the crowd more than anything. And that crowd sometimes can be very, very flat. And they seem to come alive, at least the last TNA Impact. They seem to come alive. I don't know. There's, questions like who hurt ECW's legacy more, TNA or WWE? I mean, some people would say WWE, but TNA kind of had a hand in it too, to some degree, trying to bury them. Sometimes giving away pay-per-view quality matches, or matches that will become a rematch on a pay-per-view for free. I mean, sometimes I wonder, like Angle and Styles early on, and then Styles and RVD. I mean, it just, why on that? Why get rid of the rankings? I thought the rankings were great. I don't know. What's the future hold for 2011? My thing is trying to get people to watch pay-per-view. I'm one of those guys that's not going to pay for it, because I always feel like they're hit and miss. But I'm curious. I watched the first one of 2011, and I actually wanted to I told my roommates, watch the show and let me know what you think, because they're not as forgiving of TNA as I might be. I still watch it, try to watch it weekly, but I don't lose sleep if I don't watch it. So yeah, that was, I've been wanting to do this, but I've been staying in the procrastination station, so I haven't really had opportunities. Before I go, I want to introduce, oh yeah, see, see, oh, he's like authentic. I mean, it's authentic. It's pretty authentic. Who knows? He might have some adventures in the future. I got my WWE review. I just gotta watch the last couple SmackDowns and Raw, and then I will talk about that probably in the next couple days. P90X is going well, and hopefully I'll have more time once I do my other year in review. But he'll say it: stay cool, stay sexy, stay classy. You know you are. Later.